The title match at the PBA Scorpion Championship. Tom Smallwood, Marshall Kent. Kent is the high seed and determined that Smallwood will start this match. Randy, could it be a high-scoring affair?
Well, you would think, based on what we've watched the last couple of games.
Opening shot for Smallwood, survived the quintuple roll-off. And he keeps striking.
Just picking up where he left off.
Marshall Kent opening shot. He's an amateur player. He was given an exemption from PBA membership from the PBA Tour Commissioner to compete at the World Series. He's from Yakima, Washington. And he made it all the way to the tournament leader. His first shot is high, 6-10. There is the Commissioner, Tom Clark, who made the decision to offer Kent the opportunity to compete here in Las Vegas.
This is not his first TV show, though. He did make the telecast at the US Open this season.
Marshall Kent attends Robert Morris and bowls collegiately there. And the reason the exemption was granted was because of his standout collegiate career.
Did you know he was the 2012 Russian Open champion?
That was in September of last year in Moscow. Here are some other accomplishments in Kent's career so far. As we mentioned, he was the 4th place finisher in this summer's US Open, where he lost to eventual tournament winner Wes Malott. An already impressive career, and remember, he's only 21.
So 2 tentative shots from Kent here in the championship match.
Advantage has to be Smallwood. He's gotten so many shots under his belt, totally acclimated to the environment and the oil pattern. And Marshall Kent basically coming on fresh, nervous, and unsure of ball reaction and alignment.
Got some stats courtesy of Lane Talk, compiled during the World Series of Bowling. A strike on strike stat, which is interesting. Performance on strikes following a strike. Smallwood has struck 63% of the time following a strike. And that is the situation here. Second frame title match.
Smallwood is a beast on the long oil patterns. You know, for a guy that had a couple of very lean years the last 2 seasons out here, he's made up for it in a hurry at the 2013 World Series of Bowling. Second consecutive show. You're going to see him again next week at the World Championship. And here he is bowling for his 2nd career title.
And he drills a turkey from the front.
Exactly what you want to do to young Marshall Kent. Don't give him any breathing room.
Kent, the 2012-13 Collegiate Player of the Year.
This kid's got a lot of game, a lot of moxie.
Also a couple of years on Team USA, looking for his first strike here in the title match. There it is.
He's going to show you what he's made of right now with these next 2 shots. That one looks pretty good there, obviously. Take a look at Jim Kent, Marshall's dad. Big shot coming up here. This is where he sends a message to Tom Smallwood that he's not going to be intimidated. using 2 different bowling balls. Remember that pesky left lane with that hook spot.
And he finds the mark double. And he trims the lead to 11 pins.
Yeah, and I think he just answered all the critics with those 2 shots right there. Took a couple shots to get his legs underneath him. Even though Smallwood started off with the front 3, was unfazed. Came back with 2 brilliant shots in the 3rd and 4th.
Crossing over baby split. First blink in this match for Smallwood. According to Lane Talk, only a 40% conversion rate on the baby split for Smallwood and an open frame there. Extra Frame, the PBA's online video subscription service, is now available as an app for your mobile device. Check out Extra Frame on your iPad, iPhone, or Android. Extra Frame features live streaming from all PBA Tour events and select PBA 50 and PBA regional events, plus archived ESPN telecasts. Don't miss any of the action. Head to PBA.com and click on the Extra Frame link for more information. Smallwood light. Oh, look at that. Roll the 2 forward.
Nice break. Marshall Kent unfazed. He is your new leader. Smallwood trails by 3. Kent can make it 13 and 23 with 2 more strikes in the 5th and 6th.
Marshall Kent is an amateur competing here on the commissioner's exemption. And were he to win this title, it would not officially technically count as a PBA Tour title since he's not a member. But a strike there and increasing the lead to 13. Talk to Marshall Kent about technically winning and not winning.
Still be a title in my book. I mean, whether it's official or not, I still came out on top against the best bowlers in the world, and I mean that's something that nobody's gonna be able to take away from me. I mean, whether it's in the record books or not, it's something that I did and I can be proud of.
He still gets to take the trophy home, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Go well in a college dorm room. Come on! Perfect shot.
Hello, world. My name is Marshall Kent, and I'm really good.
Come on! Smallwood trails by 23 here, but he's on a strike. 6th frame. And a break. We'll take it.
Well, you want to talk about back-to-back breaks that's keeping him in this match? He rolls the 2-pin forward and then trips the 4-7-10 out. Generally, when you have stuff like that going your way, that spells, hey, this is my day and I'm going to win. Huge, huge break.
We'll see Tom Smallwood again next week. He's the number 4 seed at the PBA World Championship. Smallwood will face Pete Weber in the opening match. Also on the stepladder, Mike Fagan, Sean Rash, and number 1 seed Dom Barrett.
We move to the 7th frame. Smallwood 5 of 6, currently working a double, can cut the lead to single pins with a strike. Spins thin. Gets them all.
Smallwood Smallwood's stubborn.
That wasn't bad. Yeah.
He's not going to go away quietly.
But that one, just caught that one.
Here's a look at Marshall Kent's bag, Randy. A couple of rocks in play.
Defiant Soul on the right lane, IQ Tour solid on the left.
Oh my, 10-pin.
What a great shot that was. Crazy game this bowling. Smallwood really hasn't hit the pocket flush since about the third frame. Marshall Kent, the last 5 had looked like this, only this time the 10-pin standing.
Knocks it over. That's all you need to do to it. We've got a 2-pin match, title match here at the PBA Scorpion Championship. Marshall Kent, the amateur, receiving the commissioner's exemption to compete, picked his way through the field of 240 players to lead this tournament. He has 3 more frames to claim the Scorpion Championship title. Gets the wall shot. 4-5-7 the last to fall.
Smallwood got a wally the last time on that left lane. This time it was Marshall Kent's turn. Marshall Kent can strike out for 258. Tom Smallwood can strike out for 266. Call that the wally. Dick Weber made that shot famous, I think, way back when.
Smallwood will get a reset here. Strike here to take the lead. Smallwood looking to earn his 2nd PBA Tour title. The 2009 PBA World Champion at the initial World Series of Bowling 1 in Detroit and finishing up in Wichita. High, and the 6-10.
He keeps moving on that on that right lane, and it keeps hooking. The last 3 shots have all been high on this right lane.
Conversion, filled frame for Tom Smallwood. He trails by 4 pins as we enter the foundation frame.
Marshall Kent in the driver's seat with a strike up in the 8th. Tom Smallwood spare up in the 8th. He can strike out now for 244. Kent still has a possible 258. As all title matches should be, coming down to the 9th and 10th frame.
Light, not fortunate with the roll that time. Just the 2-pin remains.
Smallwood has lost the pair. He's lost the left lane and the right lane. Transition finally got him. This entire telecast has been all about transition and which player got trapped first. Smallwood's been so brilliant the entire telecast. Finally, the transition catches up with him. Maybe too much surface, maybe too strong a bowling ball, who knows? But he's going through the nose on the right lane, going light on the left lane. Prior to that, he couldn't miss flush.
Randy, Marshall Kent has ball in hand, and he can take this trophy right now.
He's taking a re-rack here on the right lane, taking his time. As long as transition doesn't catch him, he's got a great chance. Remember the last time on the right lane, he left a massive ringing 10-pin. Mentally, where is he? Is he thinking about this title? Is he thinking about this championship, or is he only focusing on the job at hand?
Jim Kent looking on as Marshall toes the line in the 9th frame. Oh no, 7-10 split.
You've got to be kidding me. Well, I said it earlier. Remember the trip 2-pin and the cave-in 4-7-10 for Smallwood? As a professional player, when you see that happen, it just says, today is my day. Marshall Kent, a terrible break. We saw it a couple weeks ago with Ryan Simonelli. This couldn't have happened at a worse time for Marshall Kent. Only 3 of these made in the history of television.
Best Kent can do now, finishing in the 10th, is 226.
He has to double in the 10th to force Tom Smallwood to double in the 10th. He somehow has to find a way to shake it off and put the pressure back on Smallwood. Remember, if he strikes out and forces Smallwood to double, Smallwood hasn't hit the pocket on the right lane in 3 shots. And he has to finish on that lane.
And the 10-pin stands.
Now he has little or no chance unless Smallwood opens on the right lane in the 10th frame. Remember the last couple of shots Marshall Kent threw. Ringing 10 in the 7th, striking the 8th, blower 7-10 in the 9th, flat 10 in the 10th. That was off of a 4-bagger. Has not missed flush since the 2nd frame. Sometimes it just doesn't matter, MJ. When it's your day, when it's your time, doesn't matter.
Spare for Kent, a fill ball for 216 max.
A lot going through Smallwood's mind right now. He's been high the last 3 shots on the right lane. If he makes too big of a move, he runs the risk of going light and possibly leaving a 2-8-10 combination. Of course that's going to strike.
Fill
It's a
ball
fill
always
shot.
strikes. 216 finale.
Right now, as a professional bowler, this is what you live for, an opportunity to throw the last shot in the 10th frame to win a title. Tom Smallwood has this opportunity right now.
Every PBA player that's won a PBA Tour title loves to win the second to show that the first one was not a fluke. Smallwood, opportunity to earn his 2nd title, 10th frame. And a 10-pin.
Got to make it. He's got to convert the 10-pin. Remember a couple years back, Mika Koivuniemi needed to make the 10-pin to win the US Open. Norm Duke struck out. Mika needed a mark. Mika throws a great shot, leaves a ring in 10, and then whiffs the 10-pin. Duke wins the US Open sitting on the bench.
Confident stroke.
Not this time, folks. Great spare by Smallwood. Marshall Kent can't believe how unlucky he was in the 9th and 10th frame.
Just 5 pins now to seal the victory.
Remember the trip 2-pin and the trip 4-7-10 back-to-back for Smallwood.
That's a win. Tom Smallwood, you just won your 2nd PBA Tour title. PBA Scorpion Championship winner. The 2009 PBA World Champion returns to the winner's circle here in Las Vegas. Smallwood claims the title at the Scorpion Championship. We'll be back to chat with our winner right after this.
Now Tom Smallwood here on the left lane catches a nice break, swishes the rack. Marshall Kent, ninth frame. He can close out Smallwood. Instead, it's an ugly pocket split, the 7-10. Tom Smallwood claims title number 2. And with Tom Smallwood, let's send it up to Kimberly Pressler.
Tom, there were a lot of ups and downs for you in these past few matches, but what was going through your mind when you saw Marshall leave that split in the 9th?
Well, you know, all I really wanted is a chance. You know, a chance to go through and double the win, and that happens. A terrible break for him. You know, he threw a really good shot. They started getting kind of hard at the end. They chopped up pretty bad. You know, good for me, bad for him, I guess. But yeah, you know, give me a chance to go into 10s and win.
It's been a long time coming, but how's it feel to now have your 2nd PBA title?
Amazing. Realistically, my lifelong dream is to have a title of any sort, and to get in 09, realistically, I didn't know if it ever happened again. And realistically, I was okay with it. You know, I lived a long life dream, and it happened, and everything went the right way. And you know, I've only been out here. It's my job, and it's trying to make a living out here. Obviously, being here and getting in the trophy is more than I ever dreamed of.
Well, you still have another chance at the title of the PBA World Championship next week. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, actually, that's my favorite pattern, I believe. So hopefully, I can get there and have this number 2 World Championship.
Congratulations on your win today, Tom Smallwood.
Hey, Mike J., a lot of times good things happen to good people. Tom Smallwood, he's good people.
He certainly is, Randy. And as Kimberly mentioned, we'll see him next week at the final major of 2013, the PBA World Championship. Also on the 5-man step ladder, Pete Weber, Mike Fagan, Sean Rash, and number 1 seed, Dom Barrett. That's next Sunday at 1 Eastern. The PBA Scorpion Championship is in the books. Nothing for Josh Blanchard to be embarrassed about this year, turning in a solid performance, taking down Tommy Jones, and then stringing 4 strikes in the roll-off against Tom Smallwood. And Tom Smallwood is our Scorpion champion, defeating talented amateur Marshall Kent in a thriller, 221-216. For Randy Peterson and Kimberly Pressler, this is Mike Jakubowski. See you next week for the PBA World Championship.